So I'm a little behind in getting this short done, but I'm going to use that to show you how to make a short film on a crunch schedule. Hopefully it will be good. Welcome to the underground. So the first thing when creating a short is you have to know what your concept is. And as I've said before, in doing a low budget project, you want to know what you have available and use your strengths to tell a better story. So for me, I have a location that I am very curious of trying to tell a story in. Then part of this challenge is we have to keep the cost below $13. And I have some really cool ideas on how you can keep it below your $13. In fact, spend even less and have even more. I know I've got one location, I've got some specific props, and my main objective is to maximize on the fear of the unknown. So the first thing that I have to do before I start anything else is figure out what the story is. Let's start with that. I'm gonna jump over to the computer and just start brainstorming. The first thing in coming up with a story is knowing what it's about. So there's a few things that I want to cover. So I'm at the computer and I want it to be a thriller more along the lines of psychological thriller. I also want to keep the characters down to one. Whatever the conflict or the antagonist is, I want that to remain hidden but feel evident. So even though we might not see the antagonist, I want to feel the goal of what the antagonist is trying to achieve. And that also has to directly oppose our main character's goal. Because I'm keeping this low, I'm gonna be the person in it. So it's a dude. Next, we need to come up with a goal. We've got a single location and kind of what it is. This is where it gets difficult. Do you come up with your goal first, or do you come up with what's at stake? It might be faster for me to come up with a goal if I know what is at stake. It's all about making the stakes as high as possible. Gonna start off real easy. Goes, he could die. Locked in a room. Goes crazy. Checked into mental facility. This is where your brain exercise really helps, because the more you do this, the faster and easier it is to accomplish it. Foot could come off. Cell phone battery dies. The lights go out. He's afraid of the dark. Will be attacked because of the dark. Pants could come off. Lose his shoe. His shirt will disintegrate. Spell check. This is where I just sit there and pound it out. And where am I at now? That's 11. Not very far in the brainstorming. I usually don't feel like I've vetted all my ideas until I've hit like hundreds. Let's try and crank this out super fast. I'm just gonna go through and you can do your own or not do your own. It's really up to you. It's how much do you want to stretch your brain muscle. He could go blind. He could lose his family. There, now we're getting something a little bit more at stake, I feel. And it'll just get better, I feel. And then we'll go way crazy and it won't make any sense. And then you realize, okay, push a little bit further and then you know you've gotten everything. That's a little lesson I learned from Corey Mandell, linked in the description box below. You should take his class if you have money, because it's the greatest thing ever. He could lose his leg. His child will be taken. His wife will leave. His car will blow up. Thugs will break into his home. Bank account will be hacked. Victim of identity theft. This is a brainstorm, and if you are brainstorming and correcting your brainstorm, you're spending too much time on the perfection, and the perfection is killing your creativity. Stop letting your noticing of mistakes keep you from getting to where you need to be. apologies for all of the errors. I'm not going to correct any more of them. You get the idea. And I'm gonna cut here because the battery's about to die. I need to swap that out. And on top of that, I haven't gotten there yet, and this gets boring, but I will share with you what the final stakes is in this short film. Framing is changed up because I slightly adjusted camera, but I think I've got to where I need to be. Loses control of his mind. I think I'm gonna go with this one for now. Loses control of his mind. It seems like potentially the most severe, at least in my head right now, and is the most cost efficient. Now we've got our goal, and what's at stake is he loses his mind. What is his goal would probably be an easy one. Here I am, adjusting again. An easy goal to determine is his goal is to protect his mind. But let's keep going. Goal is to find a way to stay warm. There it is. Bam, italicize, underline. There it is. What's at stake? He could lose his mind. Our character, a journalist. He is a video editor, a runner, janitor. That could be fun. I'm gonna call him a janitor. Our guy's a janitor. Now our antagonist. Our antagonist is the person in direct opposition of the main character. Now, antagonist, you've got man versus the wild, man versus nature, man versus himself. There's all sorts of different things that you could do with who your antagonist is. But the big thing is your antagonist directly opposes your main character. Now, notice I didn't say is an obstacle to your main character, because you can always go around an obstacle, but opposition wants your main character not to achieve the goal and will do anything possible to prevent them from doing that. It's opposition. It's like defense and offense on a football field. Have an idea of who it is? That might be a little element of a surprise I can include of who our antagonist might be. And then the next thing to check out is what is our antagonist goal. You see where I'm going. This is what I've got so far in this deal. You're probably going to get a bunch of these videos, and then, or at least a few of these videos, then the movie, and then followed up with some additional videos showing kind of the process, because there's a lot involved, and this one is already crazy long. So this is my brainstorming tactic for how to come up with a story fast. It hasn't been really that long, and I've gotten a decent amount, but I'm sure you can go way farther if you just push yourself, ask the questions, and get yourself out of those stumps, writer's blocks, things like that. This is my technique. Hopefully it's helpful. Check out the next video. I'll link it here, and stay tuned on August 31st for the premiere of this short film that we're crazy crunching to get done. There's a bunch of other rules that I'm prepping for myself so that I can make this thing look good and not take up a million years just to get it shot and in the can. So I will see you in the next video, and let's get this thing done. Okie dokie. That is not quiet at all.